Hi scientists, this is Miss Watson with today's lesson about ecosystems. We're going to be looking at the energy transfer, a little bit about photosynthesis, and how matter is cycled. Energy transfer occurs among abiotic and biotic components of ecosystems. Now if you remember from 6th grade, abiotic components include weather, rocks, and anything not living. That's what abiotic stands for. Biotic is everything that is living, trees, grass, plants, and any other animals. Photosynthesis allows plants to gain energy from sunlight. Now remember from Unit 1, we learned about photosynthesis, same with Unit 2, and that is the process of which plants use sunlight energy to convert into sugars and eventually oxygen. Matter is cycled through the abiotic and biotic components of ecosystems. Levels of an ecosystem and energy transfer. As the ecosystem levels go up, energy transfer goes down. All life on Earth gains energy from the sun. You can see here that producers gain quite a bit of energy. That's 10,000 kilocalories. Producers are our primary source of nutrition. So let's say that's 100% energy gained. Boom. Primary consumers eat the producers, and they get 10% of that energy because of heat loss. So this rabbit is a primary consumer. It's going to eat the grass. Secondary consumers eat the primary consumers. Yum, yum, dinner time. This snake is going to eat the rabbit and only gains 1% energy. Tertiary consumers eat the secondary. So this eagle is going to eat the snake. And again, it's only going to get 0.1% of energy. See the trend? Energy lost. Typically, about 10% of the energy is transferred from one trophic level to the next, thus preventing a large number of trophic numbers. So the largest trophic level is obviously the producers, and the smallest is our tertiary and anything above. Energy loss is in the form of heat, so whether through the organism itself or the environment. The importance of an ecosystem, there's a lot of important things. We have all of Earth's plants and animals rely on ecosystems to provide food and habitat. Ecosystems must maintain homeostasis. Homeostasis is the tendency towards a relatively stable equilibrium between interdependent elements. Each element depends on another to survive. So this frog depends on the water lily depends on the water and sunlight. The heron depends on the fish depends on the small fish depends on the insect. The frog depends on the insect depends on the plant. You catch my drift. There are many types of ecosystems here in the United States. We have, and around the world. Tropical rainforest, temperate rainforest, which is the majority of Maryland, coniferous forest, or the taiga, the Mediterranean, temperate grassland, tropical grassland or savanna, desert, tundra, and mountain ranges. Now this information I found from our dnrmaryland.gov website. Our ecosystem here in Maryland. The people of Maryland benefit from natural environment in many different ways. Forests clean the air, wetlands, clean water, and the bay provides fish and crabs. These benefits people gain from the environment and can be collectively referred to ecosystem services. So obviously without the bay, our wetlands, or the forests, these dark green areas, we would not have a proper ecosystem service. Maryland's natural areas, from its mountains and streams to coastal wetlands and the Chesapeake Bay, play a fundamental role in supporting the economy and quality of life here in Maryland. What can we do to protect our planet and our state? Bike more, drive less. Take public transport. Make sure you're educating yourself and others the importance of our natural resources. Because once we use up our natural resources, they're gone. Most of them are not renewable. Volunteer for cleanups in your community. Conserve water. Try to use less water when you're brushing your teeth, taking a shower. I always make sure that we just do a splash of water when we're brushing our teeth and then turn off the rest of the water until we're ready to rinse. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Cut down what you throw away. Make sure it's recyclable. Use reusable bags as much as you possibly can. Obviously, wipe them down after every use. Use sustainable food. Seafood, which that means it's relatively easy to cultivate and is able to be made. Trees provide food and oxygen to help it. Plant a tree. Plant any plant, really. But if you're able to in your yard, plant a tree. Don't use chemicals. Don't send chemicals into our waterways. Make sure you're using natural products to clean, and just don't dump things. Don't dump paint. Don't dump chemicals down the sink because it can actually poison our water. Buy less plastic and bring a reusable shopping bag. I already said that here. Use long-lasting light bulbs. Energy-efficient light bulbs can reduce greenhouse emissions. Also, make sure you're switching the lights off when you leave the room. If you have your parent or guardian, actually call BGE and ask for a energy smart check. BGE will come into the home and actually replace any light bulbs that are already not energy efficient, and they will also replace their shower heads. And this is a free service for all homeowners and renters. So I highly suggest doing this one. We've saved a lot of energy already just doing that earlier this year. So I hope you learned a little bit about our ecosystem and what you can do to help it. And I hope you're being safe and making wise choices.